Target, where p of x is a polynomial function, determine the real solutions of equations of the form p of x equals 0. Here we're asked to determine the real solution of a polynomial where x to the 6th minus x to the 3rd plus 15 equals 0. Now what we need to do is, pull out some bags of tricks that we have. First of all, we think about the quadratic equation. Well, it doesn't apply here because we have x to the 6th power. In terms of factoring, it would be very difficult to factor this off the top of our head. But we can pull on some tricks. And through substitution, we can rename x to the 6th. We say, well, x to the 6th can also equal, just say, is the same value as p squared. And that would make x cubed the same as p. So by substituting that value p, I now have, we can rewrite the equation as p squared minus 8p plus 15 equals 0. Now I'm in a form that I can more easily work with. Now I can apply the quadratic equation, or I can simply factor both sides. And by going through that, factoring out, in this case I'll factor the left hand side, I simply am left with p minus 3 and p minus 5. Again, I looked at the factors of 15. I have 5 and 3. When I add it together, it gives me the negative 8 equals 0, obviously. So now I know that my p-value to solve this equation, I would get the same answer if I used the quadratic equation, by the way. So now I'm left with p equals 3 and p equals 5, a value. But now I got back substitute in, remember, because I did initial substitution here and here. So my p-value now becomes my x cubed. So this really is, the form becomes x cubed equals 3 and x cubed equals 5, because simply p has the same value as x cubed according to that value right there. So that's how I go to determine about polynomial solving for 0. You got to go back to some bags of tricks you have. Try to put in a form that you're more familiar with. If you can factor out a letter or a term, go ahead and do that. If not, try to reduce it into a form that you're more familiar with, such as a quadratic equation or anything that you're able to factor.